Hey guys, what's up? We've got the Salient Blue Compact today that we're going to do a review on. Hope you enjoy it. As you can obviously see, I have a problem when it comes to Salients. I love them all. I've got my tier 1 here that I carry with me every single day. I teach classes, 27,000 rounds of this gun to date. Great gun. But the review that we're looking at right now is the Blu-C, right? Or as I like to call the Glock 19 Petite. So we're going to run through this gun and go through some of its features. Obviously, it doesn't come with a gold barrel. It comes with the black nitrate barrel, right? So I just swapped it out for the gold because I like the gold on this gun. I think it matches the features of the magazine release and the proprietary back strap here, which we'll get to in a second. I think that all in all, I just like the way that it looks. So comparing the 17 size to the 19 size, obviously what you'll notice is that the 19 size Blu-C is a lot smaller. I call it the Glock 19 Petite because people who have smaller hands like myself, like my wife and other people that I know, absolutely love the way that this gun feels and shoots in their hands. The magwell helps force your hands all the way up high into the gun, right? So that's something that I really do like. They do a really good job on their undercuts to make sure that you can get as much control upon the pistol as possible, and the stippling helps with this as well, just getting a really good feel upon the handgun. The framework that they do is just amazing. I just love the way that this looks. I love this top window with the SAI, Salient Arms International logo through there. Just looks really nice. It looks sharp. It's not really sharp. It's more like, it's like kind of dull almost. So it doesn't hurt you, but it definitely aids in press checking the gun. Of course, then we have some fiber optic sights, which are some of my favorite. I've just grown to love these sights that are really just clear and crisp and serrated, that will catch onto your pants if you got to do like one-handed reloads or anything like that. Just awesome sights. We've got the magazine release, which even though it's overemphasized and it's something that I'm not really used to, I still like it a lot. It's just very easy to find. It helps when I do the reloads and everything like that. It's intuitive and it's sexy looking too. Now, because I actually like carrying this, I shaved off the back beaver tail, right? So if you see the pronounced beaver tail upon the frame, I shaved mine off, and the reason why is when I go to draw, I like my hand being like this. And just with the blue, what I found was when I was doing this really hurt my hand when I was drawing with it, and because how I like to draw the pistol. So I just shaved it off. It doesn't really aid me because my hands are so thin anyways. It doesn't aid in like acting as that counterbalance there to where it like doesn't rise in the hands and you get the hand up higher or prevent slide bite. I really don't care about those things. I just wanted it shaved down, and I did it, and I think it turned out great. I think it looks good. And then of course you have the brass back strap here, and a lot of people want to know, why is this here? Well, there's a number of reasons. First reason, it just looks amazing, and that's just kind of like my reason, but the reason why it was designed into the actual handgun is that it acts as a good counterweight to the gun. So when you shoot a full-size metal gun, the heavier the gun, the less the gun moves, right? So essentially what the thought is behind this is, if we can get more weight into the frame of the gun that doesn't move, and if we can take out weight to the part that does move, overall this is going to help the shooter in faster follow-up shots. It's just going to aid the shooter in the fundamentals. And obviously one of the things that I just love, like the #1 thing I love about this gun, is the trigger. So I've got pre-travel to the wall. The wall is very sharp, and it just breaks. There's no real creep. Give it a reset. A little bit of that right there, a little creep into that wall, but it's pretty stiff, and then it breaks. Wall, break. People want to ask what the weight of the trigger pull is like. I'm pretty sure it's a 4.5 pound, like it feels like a 4.5 pound trigger pull. Very clean. So one of the things that I concern myself with when drawing is what is the magwell like and how does it feel when I draw the actual pistol. And for this, if you see, I have the actual gun lower into my pelvic area. When I draw this pistol, I don't have a problem having an entire hand grip upon the pistol, right? Tier 1, of course, this is my classic pistol. It's the same thing. I don't feel like it's any really different than the two pistols. There's definitely the magwell, which reduces the space in which your hand can get up into, so you got to be a little bit more precise with your draw, but I just don't feel really a difference when I go to draw from it. The speed in which I can draw and have an entire hand upon the gun and a feel with my fingers all the way jammed up in the trigger guard, it just doesn't, I don't feel like it's really anything different. So the big question is that people are going to ask is Barrett, is this gun worth the price tag? Now, full disclosure, I didn't pay for this gun. Salient sent it to me. You know, it's kind of one of the perks, I guess. But to tell you and be quite honest with you, from a man to a man or a man to a woman, to be honest, I've only shot 3,000 rounds of this gun. So I can't speak to its reliability like I can the Tier 1, right? The Tier 1, I've put 27,000 rounds of this gun, right? I've had 2 stovepipes and 27,000 rounds. This gun, I know it will always work. It will always work. This, I can't say anything because I've only put 3,000 rounds through it. Now the 3,000 rounds that I've put through it, never had a single problem, never had a single issue like you'd find. Not even cleaned it. Now I've cleaned it once in 3,000 rounds, right? So the gun feels good, it shoots good, it feels just like what you think a Salient Arms product would. If you were spending, you know, $150,000 on a particular car, it would feel different than if you were spending $25,000 or $30,000 on a car. The way that the gun or the car drives, the way that it feels is totally different than the way that a $25,000 or $30,000 car drives and feels. So that's kind of the analogy that I like to describe it to. So there you guys go. I hope that you've enjoyed this review. That's not really a review. I understand there can be some bias because I've got the pistol for free and that I love Salient Arms products, but I definitely just do want to give you an idea of kind of what it is that you're thinking about purchasing and all of those different types of things. And it's a fantastic gun. I highly recommend it for people who have maybe those smaller hands. But if you have bigger hands, this is not going to be the gun for you. Straight out of the box, it's not going to be the gun for you. If you have bigger hands, I would highly recommend just the Tier 1. There's just a lot more surface area to grab onto when you take off that magazine well than the Blu-C for sure. The Blue Compact is where it comes its name from. It's a blue compact. It's compact. So I hope that you found this beneficial. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're interested in picking one up, now remember, there's a lot of dealers that are out there that are holding onto Salient Arms products that you don't have to spend 8 months, a year waiting for your gun through Salient Arms. You can pick one up from Hawk Arms. Look them up on Instagram, Hawk Arms, or you can Google them and they'll have it in your FFL within 2 or 3 days if they've got it in stock. Guys, thank you so much for joining with me. As always, humbled and honored to share with you. Hold fast, stay the course. I'm Barrett Fawbush.